star and director of No Man's Land. Hi guys. Do you
Hi.
want to introduce yourselves quickly to the camera?
Absolutely. I'm Natasha Noman, and I'm a Babbitt narcissist.
I'm Veda Kumarjiguda, and I'm her enabler and director.
So is it a play or a comedy?
It's a bit of both. One hopes. I mean, it's sort of a hybrid of theater and comedy. It's evolved a lot since we began. When we began, it was more kind of stand-up-y, and now it's hopefully something a little more substantive. But it's a very unusual story about when I went on a lesbian Tinder date in Pakistan when I was working as a journalist, and it turned out the lesbian's father, lesbian, that's what I call them. Anyway, that lesbian, her father had been kidnapped by the Taliban, so it made for a very interesting first date.
All right.
Yeah.
So was that something that you actually brought up on the first date?
Yep.
Yeah, because this is all based on a true story, isn't
Absolutely, 100%. So when I go on a first date in London or New York, it's more like, do you like chocolate?
Yeah.
Or have you been to this bar? It's not so much, so my dad was just kidnapped by the Taliban.
At least the conversation is more interesting. You're getting into the juicy stuff right away, right?
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. I was also like, what the fuck is happening right now? Am I allowed to swear? It's a bit late now. Okay, sorry.
So from a director's perspective, how has it been for you directing the show and working together? Is it just the two of you, or are there other people in the play?
It's
Just
just the
us.
two of us.
That's cool. That's cool.
It's been interesting because it's her story.
Of course,
so
yeah.
taking it and making sure it's true to her and true to the experience, but translating into something that, it's a good party story, but we want it to be a good comedy and a good play.
Yeah,
so
of course.
figuring out how to structure it, I think, was the hardest part. But we have some surprises coming up. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So it's all true and everything, so it must be quite close to home. And you said that, it's about you being a lesbian in Pakistan. So is that something that you want to try and sort of portray to audiences of different countries and sort of make them aware of how it's very different culturally between the two countries?
Absolutely. I mean, it's obviously not the easiest being gay there. It's not known as the gay capital of the world.
Well, actually, I've heard.
Okay, some people think of it as the gay capital of the world. But also, one of the things that's important to us is we thought it was a very nice, unique window into a country that's often represented as something kind of two-dimensional or something a little scary, and it's actually a lot more complex and a lot more human than people think it is. So it was kind of a very, the experience offered a very kind of unique hook into a land that otherwise is not terribly accessible to the rest of the world.
And Natasha plays a few different characters. She plays the date, she plays her boss at the paper that she worked at, she plays a few of her friends who are really interesting. So you meet these people who are actually the heart of the show, are her friends that she met there and her friends who supported her, and which they really bring the country to life.
Yeah, absolutely. Much more than I ever could, for sure.
So why should people come and see your show?
Well, you're certainly not going to get another story about a lesbian Tinder date in Pakistan where the date's dad is kidnapped by the Taliban, and you're not going to get somebody as charming as this and as funny as this. That's all I'm going to say.
True. Well, thank you very much for coming and speaking to us, guys.
Thank you
You've
so
been watching
much.
Waffle TV.
Oh my